Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Season 3, Week 25 of the DC Sports Digest. A lot of teams in action, which means a lot of news. So without further ado, let's just get started. Starting with the Nats, they lost the Dodgers series, they lost the Cardinals series. Did get a win in their first game in the Brewers series. Recapping the Dodgers series, Luis Garcia had a 3-hit game in one of our losses. We also blew a 6-1 lead versus the Dodgers. So blowing some more leads with our bad bullpen. But wanted to shout out CJ Abrams, 12 RBI in his first 7 games, most in the Nats history to start a season. That's a great accomplishment. He also reached 500 career hits, and Zach Littell reached 500 career strikeouts. We got 3 home runs in the 8th inning to get our only win versus the Cardinals. Unfortunately, blew another lead to them, and also our offense did not do very well, only scoring one run in the final game. But it looked better to start the Brewers series. We had a 4-run 9th inning. James Wood had 4 hits. So it looked pretty good. He helped us pull away and beat the Brewers in the first game of that series. So hopefully we can get another series win. But we'll see. This week we have the end of the Brewers series finishing up. With the Pirates series and the start of the Giants series. That's all I have for the Nats. On the Wizards, they lost to the Heat twice, the Nets and the Bulls twice, continuing to lose. 17-64 record. As you can see on the bottom, they have a bottom 4 team. They also have the worst record confirmed in the league. So the best we can do is tie a record from last year of 18 wins. But like I've been saying, this is probably the last year of tanking. But I wanted to shout out some more good performances in all these losses. Will Riley had a career high 31. Nice to see also the 30-point game and close loss to the Nets. Sharif Cooper and Jameer Watkins had 20-point games. Will Riley had another nice game, 23 in his second loss to the Bulls. Bob Carrington had, I think, his third 30-point game so far in his career, so that's great to see. Block Woodbine had 25 in our second loss to the Heat. And yeah, we have one more game of the season versus the Cavs. Then the tank will finally be over. The draft lottery is in about a month, so that'll be really important. And then the draft is another month after that. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for our final game of the season. See if we can end on a strong note like last year. Last year, Bub Carrington hit a game winner for us to win our last game. See if we can do something similar versus the Cavs. That's all I have for the Wizards. On to the Caps, they beat the Sabres and Maple Leafs, but lost to the Rangers. 5 players had 2 points. We had a really nice win versus the Sabres. We had another chance to get super close to the playoffs. And then we lost like 8-1 to the Rangers. So every time we got close, it just wasn't happening. But had a positive night versus the Maple Leafs. We called up Alexei Protas' brother, Ilya Protas. They played in the same line. And they both assisted on the final goal to Cole Hudson. So that was really cool to see. And we didn't sell a shout out to Logan Thompson. So even though we probably aren't making playoffs, it was a positive night. Technically still possible, 3 points away with 3 games left. But I still think it's pretty unlikely, but technically not impossible. So we have to basically win out and get some help. So we'll see what happens. We have games versus the Penguins twice and Blue Jackets close out the season. The other thing that will be interesting is to see what Alex Ovechkin's doing. He's going to figure out if he's going to retire now in the offseason. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I will keep you guys apprised of that. Either way, he's had a great career, obviously. 9 leading goal scorer, just amazing accomplishments. Obviously, I'm so glad he won a cup with us. So we'll see what his decision is, and like I said, I will let you guys know when I hear about it. That's all I have for the Caps. On to the Commanders, not too much. De'Ami Brown is back with the documentary De'Ami. He, Jaden, Rashawn White, and Terry got some work at UCLA. Saw the documentary of that. Go check out his YouTube channel. It was a great production. Great to see them getting some work in. And our new jerseys are coming out next Wednesday, so that'll be pretty exciting to see. I'll definitely show a picture off here. And then after that, we'll have the draft. I have a new mock draft out from this week, and hopefully I'll get out one more before the draft. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the new jerseys and the draft. That's all I have for the Commanders. A lot of other DC sports news this week. DC United lost to Dallas. They have a game today versus New England, and then the U.S. Open Cup is back again. They have a round of 32 game versus Knoxville later in this week. DC Power lost to Fort Lauderdale. Their next game is today versus Tampa Bay. Washington Spirit got their first win of the season. Congrats to them, beating Bay FC. Their next game is until April 24th. DC Defenders did not have a game. Their next game is today versus Houston, starting shortly actually. Old Glory DC also did not have a game because they play like Friday night or whatever. And their next game is today versus New England. Mystics, they lost 2 people, Emily Angster and Stokes Sutton in the expansion draft. The actual WNBA draft is Monday, so hopefully we'll get a good player there. Then I want to shout out some Mystics in the Hall of Fame, Elena Delidon, Shemini Holmesclaw, and Nikki McCray Penson, who was on the 1996 U.S. Women's National Team. So congrats to them. Always great to see DC people, athletes in the Hall of Fame. On my weekly awards, have the Caps beating the Sabres 6-2, dominant win against a strong playoff team who might even win their division. Player of the week is Will Riley, 20 points per game this week over 5 games. That's great to see. He's really shined in those extended minutes that end of the season. And my team of the week is the Caps, 2-1 record this week. Obviously a little disappointing, they're probably not making the playoffs, but still got 2 pretty solid wins this week. That's all I have for this video. Like I said, I have a new mock draft out now. I'm hoping to get one more out before the NFL draft. So stay tuned for those and hope you enjoy them. Check out the Instagram, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye.